Morning everyone, I thought I'd do a quick video today on trying to stay focused when you're doing eBay work, which is there's always loads of distractions going on, and I think efficiency is one of the keys to making eBay successful, whether it be in your sourcing or whether it be in the work that you do. This morning I've just been polishing a pair of boots which I got from Lee. They've come up quite nice, pair of Ugg boots, a bit of renovating polish on there. And in actual fact, I thought about doing this video because he sent me a box of stuff and I thought I'm going to list that. And I got it listed in one day, apart from two items. One was the boots and one was another item I have to check over. And I've actually sold an item out of that bundle, which is handy. Sold this morning. Try not to drop it again. Sold that for £25, which is nice. But yeah, in terms of getting stuff on eBay and getting stuff listed and just generally getting work done, I've got a few tips. The first tip, I guess, would be don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't try and list too much. There's no point sort of going to your shelves and your stuff and saying, oh, I'm going to grab 30 items and bring them in. You're probably not going to get all of that done. This is why I like doing 5 items at a time. 5 items will take about an hour, and it's always good to work in those sort of like hourly chunks and then maybe, you know, have a 5-10 minute break. But I would say be realistic with how much you think you can list in one go. Don't go crazy. Sometimes when I go around my shelves of unlisted stock, it's like supermarket sweep, and I go a bit crazy and then bring it in and it stays there. So yeah, don't try and do too much. Second bit of advice would be maybe do stuff in batches. When I was listing this yesterday, I did all of the drafting, and I was sitting there sort of doing my research, drafting them up, and I did that in the morning, and then in the evening, I wouldn't normally do it that way around actually, but I had my big umbrella lights up and I did a huge photo session and photographed all of the items I was listing, and then it was a simple case of putting them in the listing and getting them batched up. So if it's repair or checking items, or if it's drafting your listing, or if it's doing photos, do it in batches, either of like maybe 5-10 items, or set yourself an hour to do it. And that will come on to my third tip really, is it's really useful to use a timer, and it creates its own pressure. It's very easy to be working and think, oh, I'll just take a little break here, I'll just go and get a biscuit and a cup of tea, or just, you know, check out the news on the internet or a YouTube channel. If you've got a timer and you've set yourself a job to do, it's a bit like someone looking over you. It's a weird feeling, but yeah, I'd always recommend using timers. It's a simple thing. Get a cheap timer. They're on the phone. I've put my timer on my homepage, which has been really good, and I use that with I'm trying to use that with my calendar. So I'm trying to set myself tasks every day. I'm not doing too well at that, but I definitely do use a timer. Fourth little tip I would say would be, now I got all of this stuff from Lee and it came in a box, and I thought, brilliant, it's all in one place. And I think things, when they're in like contained, it just seems easier to list, because you kind of have got this mental thought that I've got to get through the box. And obviously Lee sent me quite a big box. Normally I would just sort of have a normal, you know, one of those boxes that the supermarkets have for crisps or something, or a banana box. Something, you know, we'll have 5 or 10 items in it, you know, normal size items. So it's just a visual thing, I think, rather than things being spread out, you know, in your work area. If they're in a box, you can kind of think, I'll get that done, and then that can go away. So that'll be another tip. And my last tip, I think this is number 5. I might have sort of had a couple of tips in together, but it would be avoid distractions. Now, I sort of touched on this before, and that could be YouTube channels. Obviously, watch this YouTube channel, but you have to be careful of other things that are going on that can just grab your attention. I sometimes listen to music, but sometimes I'm in the frame of mind where I just want sort of complete quiet and concentration. Listening to albums is an okay thing to do, I think, because it can work a bit like a timer. Because if you know an album is, say, 40 minutes long, it's quite good to put that on, say I want to get stuff done by this time. YouTube videos, again, some people can work with them, but you have to be kind of honest with yourself as to is it actually preventing me from doing the work, and don't try and justify it by sort of saying, oh well, I'm actually learning while I'm watching. If it's preventing you doing work, I think it's probably best you turn off the YouTube video and have a set time where you stop your work. I try and stop my work around 7 o'clock. Other people work different times. Some people are night owls, but I have to have a time where I stop, because you know, if I have a start and stop time, again, it creates its own sort of pressure. If you just think, well, I can work any time, you might get in the frame of mind, well, you know, there's not an urgency to complete a job. So I tend to catch up on all my YouTubes in the evening and, you know, drop into lives. And I play things back at like double speed just to sort of get them done. But when I'm listing, I don't tend to have YouTube on. But like I say, people are different, and some people can work with YouTube on in the background. So yeah, that's just, you know, kind of like 6 little tips. I'm sure there are loads more in terms of how people work and you know, how they get through this stuff. I mean, another one, you know, would be to work on similar stuff, you know, at the same time. Don't go doing some clothes and some electronics. You know, maybe stick to all clothes and all electronics and all toys and games. And that's quite a good sort of like tip to you know, keep things in check. I would say as well is, once you've listed an item and got it done, put it away on your shelving and get it done. Processing stock quickly is key, because, you know, if it hangs around, if it hangs around more than a few days, you know, my bet is that it would never get done, no matter what it is. I know Vinny, who's Mr. GUK reseller. I remember seeing a video of his, or it was maybe a chat with Nick, and it was probably 4 years ago. And one of the key things I picked up from it was process stuff as soon as possible, as soon as you can. He would get stuff in from sourcing, and it would be done within a day or two, and then it's out of the way and done with. And yeah, half the trick is getting the stuff on eBay. You know, it's not going to sell if it's sat on your shelf gathering dust. So yeah, that's all for me. Like I say, I've all this stuff has come out of Lee's big box, and it's all been listed. It's all on there. One item sold already, which is, you know, and it's an item, that Polaroid camera. I thought that would be one of the longest tail items in the bundle. And originally I was only going to list it for a tenner, because I have had them before. But then I realised it had a sealed film in it, so I kind of like, that was the selling point on this sealed film. I did put it may not work because of the age. So I thought, well, I'll chance my arm at 25, and it's sold. So there you go. If I hadn't listed that, if I hadn't got my arse in gear and listed that, it would not have sold. So I've got to package that up today. Other bits and bobs I'm doing today, I'm actually going through relisting all my stock. I normally do it on a Monday, but so it will be looking at stuff that hasn't sold, that I listed 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago. And what I do is it may seem a bit radical, but I actually end the listings. And then I save all the photos onto my desktop, and then I relist them. You know, some people just do sell similar. I like to do the whole rejigging of it, and I'll change the title a little bit, change the main photo a little bit, change the price maybe 5-10% down, just to create that new listing. I wouldn't do that if it was a multiple item. I do it on individual items to give it that new item bounce, and for me to reassess my price, because you know, if I've got a pair of boots on, they've been there 6 months, and I'm charging like 300 quid for them, I've got the price wrong. So things don't sell because the price is wrong and they're not getting the impressions. That'll be the two main reasons. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'll probably do another. I've got a big load of other stock coming in, so when that comes in, I'll sort of decide whether to do a video on that. But if you like this video, if you like the content, please do click the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and yeah, have a good day. I'll see you soon.